Hi, High Point. This is Laura Helwig. I'm here today with Elena Nicholson, and she came to share about her experience receiving a shoebox when she was a child. I'd like to know a little bit about where you grew up, and could you tell us about your childhood?
My sister and I, we grew up in the former Soviet Union. We grew up in a very small town in a very small house. And my parents, they were very, very poor, to a case where they would go and they would work, but they would never get paid with food or money. They would actually get paid with alcohol. So while they were off working, it was my responsibility to take care of myself and my sister. So each morning we would get up and we would look for food in our kitchen and our drawers and just look for anything we could eat. And the only thing we would find was alcohol bottles. So the next logical thing for me was to actually go outside and see what we could find in the nature. And I remember there were days when my sister and I, we were just very, very hungry, that we would actually climb trees and we would eat the leaves off of those trees. And my parents, they would come home every night after working all day drinking, and my dad was completely wasted. And when he became drunk, he became very abusive. And so he beat my mom each night. So when I was about 8 years old, that's when my sister and I, we were taken away from that house and put into an orphanage.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the orphanage was like?
Truthfully, the first orphanage for me was basically like a safe haven, in a sense that they provided us with three things that we really needed. The ability of going to school. And I loved school because it made me feel like a normal kid. You know, I was around other kids, I was playing, I was learning. The second thing was just having someone there as a caregiver to help me to raise my sister. So that helped me a whole bunch, just not having so much responsibility. And then the third thing, which is my favorite thing, was just the fact that they provided us with 3 meals a day. But also at this orphanage, we didn't have a lot of choice to play with. I mean, caregivers were there just to do their job. You didn't have that personal love, connection kind of thing. You know, we just kind of tried to survive day to day.
So what do you remember about the day that Operation Christmas Child came to your area?
We got called into an auditorium and they put us in a circle, and I just remember, for me and my sister, I mean, just receiving a small shoebox wrapped in a colorful wrapping paper, that was out of this world in the sense that we have never received a gift before, so that was something new and something exciting. I watched my sister opening her shoebox and she did not wait. She just read that apart. She's an artistic kind of person, and so her shoebox, everything she was pulling out was artistically related to her. Her smile was just growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and that smile gave me the courage to open my shoebox. And my shoebox was filled with color pink.
Oh.
Yeah, and I love color pink.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is that God knew that about me because He's the one that created me the way that I am. And I loved everything in my box. But the coolest thing that I loved that came out of my box was actually a little booklet. And it's in my native language, but it's the greatest gift booklet that I got. And reading this booklet, I thought it was a fairy tale because it's a booklet of stories about Jesus. The things that it was telling me, the fact that a creator of everything came down and He died for me. And I was like, that can't be. In my mind, by that time, I felt unwanted by my parents. I felt unwanted by the world. I just felt like a nobody. But because I had no other hope to hold on to, this booklet became that hope. And so I started to pray to God for a family that would want me and my sister together. And my sister and I, we were adopted in 2004 together to a family in Missouri.
Every year, High Point Church packs lots and lots of shoeboxes. Is there something that you would like to tell High Point Church about packing a shoebox this year?
First of all, I would like to personally thank you guys for packing these shoeboxes. With each little toy that you put in, we get to feel that love from you guys, but also just the fact that we get to hear about Jesus, and we finally get to know that we have a Heavenly Father that cares for us, and that only happens because you decided to pack a shoebox. But also I would encourage you guys, whenever we pack for older kids, I know a lot of us focus on the way that American older kids are today. Having a stuffed animal, I get to be a kid for that 5 minutes because I got a stuffed animal in my shoebox.
What do you feel like the most important thing someone can put in a shoebox is?
The most obvious answer would be prayer. Also, I would say a toy. For me, there was the pink little pan because it was the coolest thing.
Making sure that you pray over each box because every single one represents a child like you were. The way that your sister received things that were related to creativity and art, and you received things that are pink. And thank you so much, Elena, for coming and talking to us today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.